Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our second installment of Yoga for Badminton. I'm delighted to be joined once again by Michael Connolly and Eamonn for our session today. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you both again for coming on today to facilitate this. And again, I won't eat into any precious time, so I'd like to hand over to you, Michael, and I will try to get through the session and see you after it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Carla.
Cheers.
Welcome, everybody. We want to add from what we did last week. So last week, if you remember, for those of you who did get the chance to take the class or to do it since, was about flow. So it was continuous movement and breath. Now this week, we want to go a little bit different. We want to dedicate the 30 minutes into a class that's going to build strength. And in yoga, we look for overall body strength. We call it, there's lines of strength in the body. We call these kinetic chains. And really, we're only as strong as the weakest link of the chain. So we're looking to move beyond having segmental strength into having uniform strength. So in other words, if we had really powerful legs, but that strength from the legs wasn't getting into the glutes and into the core so that it comes into our upper body for our shot work, if you like, that's called segmental strength. So the strength we have in the legs is not actually aiding the play then. So what we want to do is we want to create an environment today in the yoga poses where we're building strength that moves from the feet, through the legs, into the pelvis, from the pelvis, through the core, into the upper body. So we're going to keep the poses today very simple, the standard basic yoga poses, but we're going to repeat them, and we're going to repeat them giving you options on, you can stop here. If you want, you can go here. If you want, you can go a little bit more. So it'll be progressive to the degree that you want it to be progressive. And over time, with repeated playing and repeated engagement, obviously you'll notice yourself to get stronger and you'll notice your body opening more. And obviously that's what we want, the body to be a nicer place for us to live and then for us to perform better on the court. And as we all know, anything we can do to help ourselves to perform a little bit better is well worth doing. So welcome all. We're going to start with a little bit of pranayama, a little bit of breathing exercise. And this one is a little bit unusual if you haven't been to yoga before. So what it's called is called the alternate nostril breathing. So the right nostril is predominantly the heating element of the body. So when our right nostril is more open than our left nostril, if you were to actually test it now, if you were to close off one nostril and just notice how easy it is to breathe in and out through that nostril, close the other nostril and notice how easy it is to breathe in and out, the chances are that one of them is more predominantly open. When the right nostril is the more predominantly open one, that's building heat in the body. So the body is in heat building mode, if you like. Now, when the left nostril is more open, the body is in cooling mode. So you could imagine if it was late at night and your body wanted to go to sleep, that would be a cooling. So it would be more important that the left nostril was open. However, it was just at dinner time and you were going to have your whatever food you were going to have and you want your body to be able to take the nutrients from the food, it would be important that your right nostril is a little bit more open. So there's different rhythms that, that happen during the day naturally, where our right nostril is more open than our left and our left more open than our right. And sometimes it's just not happening. It's like, we've trained too hard, so we've kept ourselves in fire mode and we never did cooling mode. Or we're just in a rut where we're just too lethargic, just too like cool mode, and we haven't been able to light the fire in ourselves. So this breathing is about creating balance again. It's bringing both of them into that harmony that they can have, and ideally they do have. So it's where we just do 3 minutes to bring the brain, the body, the energy that feeds brain and body back into a lovely little harmony. So that's the goal here, and that's the idea. It might seem a bit odd at the beginning, so do your best to reflect either myself or Eamonn. I'll make the instructions as clear as I possibly can, but if you just watch the first one. So it begins with your hands down on your lap, and we're going to dissect the breath into 4 different parts. We're going to have an inhale. We're going to hold the breath in after the inhale before we breathe out. Then we're going to have the exhale, and then we're going to hold the breath out before we inhale. Yeah, so there's the inhale. After the inhale, there's that state of retention where we're holding the breath in. Then there's the exhale, and then there's the suspension of breath before we breathe in again. So 4 parts to the breath, and we move the body differently through the 4 parts. So we begin with our hands on our lap as we are. Yeah, and then you just take your right hand down to touch the floor. And it's like when it touches the floor, that's the cue to begin your inhale. And you inhale, taking the hand all the way up over your head. So it's a full stretch of the lungs, the rib cage lifts, and then you pause here. And during that pause, you transition your thumb to close off the right nostril. Now the exhale begins all the way just through the left nostril. Pause, holding the breath out while the right hand touches your lap again. Then the left hand touches the floor and the cycle begins again. It's an inhale all the way up. You hold the breath in while you transition to closing off the left nostril. And then you exhale long and slow through the right nostril. You hold the breath out while you take the left hand back to your lap. The moment the left hand touches your lap, the right hand goes active again, and we go again. So that was just a demonstration. Now we're going to begin to do this. At the beginning, keep your eyes open and mirror us the best you can. Or even if we're not at the same pace, mirror one of us. And once you get the rhythm of it all, close your eyes and move beyond the mirroring into the experience of it. Yeah, so there's 4 parts to the breath, and we want to honor each of the 4 parts of the breath. And we want to bring the entire body-mind system into balance from this short yet very profound breath practice. So be lighthearted about it, enjoy it the best that you can. So let's begin. Hands on the lap. Right hand touches the floor. There's our cue to begin. Inhale. Hold the breath in while you close off your right nostril with your right thumb. Exhale long and slow. Hold the breath out while you take the right hand to your lap. Left hand touches the floor and the inhale begins. Hold the breath in while you transition that left thumb and exhale. Left hand to the lap, right hand touches the floor and hold the breath in while you close off the right nostril. Exhale. Hold the breath out while your right hand goes to your lap, left hand touches the floor. Inhale. Hold the breath in while you close off the left nostril. Exhale. Hold the breath out while your left hand touches your lap, right hand touches the floor. Inhale. Hold the breath in, close off the right nostril. Exhale. Hold the breath out, hand touches the lap, left hand begins. Inhale. Hold the breath in, close off that left nostril. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Now continue at your own pace. Close your eyes if you can and continue at your own pace just for another minute of time. So you understand the four individual parts of the breath. You've practiced the movement with each individual part. And now it's to close your eyes and just draw your awareness inwards and simply have the experience of the breath. And let all the benefits that come from breathing in this specific way, let them all just begin to awaken. Awaken inside of your nervous system, inside of your neurology, inside of your mind-body system. If your mind wanders, it's the most natural thing in the world, but it's equally natural to bring your mind back to the breath, and to the contract you have with yourself to breathe in this specific way, and to invite the benefits of balance that come from this breath. So the invitation is to finish this breath and to do one more. And once you've done the one more, allow your hands just to sit on your lap. Yeah. And you can allow your breathing to come back to its own natural flow. And very gently smile behind closed eyelids. And on the next inhale, just lift the eyelids. Just lift the eyelids, just opening your eyes. Have a little bit of a movement now. Yeah, so you're breathing in, we've stretched the entire rib cage, we've breathed out through one nostril, so we've created one current, and we created the alternate current. So this is often called alternate nostril breathing, but it's probably a truer name for it would be alternate current breathing. So we're moving from the heating current to the cooling current. In yoga terminology, this is there's meridians of energy in the body. So we have what's called the center channel, which is the Sushumna, and then we have the Ida and the Pingal, which is the heating and cooling elements. And all of our health and all of our fitness and all of our well-being comes from the energies of center line, and then the heating and the cooling, and how they melt and merge and be in the right place. So it's a wonderful breath for a little boost for your health, and a little bit of boost for bringing your mind and your body really into a deep harmony. Okay, so let's get on with the asana practice. We're going to do some poses. We're going to keep them pretty basic, as in familiar poses, but we will invite you to go as deep as you want to go. So the very first thing we're going to ask you to do is to come up to standing, and to stand with your feet wide distance. So you're taking your feet maybe 3.5, 4 feet apart to what's comfortable. You want your feet to be pointing forwards. So we have an alignment where we go that the center of your instep, the center of your instep aligns with the middle of your second toe. And this keeps your feet in what's called anatomical neutral. And this also keeps your, so this keeps your feet in anatomical neutral. So both feet are pointing forwards, heels to second toe, in line. And what we want to do is press your feet down through the mat and hug the legs towards each other. And you will feel the muscles of the inner thighs work more. So these are the adductor muscles. They draw the legs towards midline, and they're part of the core, the deeper intrinsic core. Now press the feet through the floor and pull the mat apart. And it's going to be more up the, the TFL, it's going to be the outside of the leg and the outside of the hip and into the outer glute. You're going to tone a little bit more. So the actions that we do in the poses will actually leave a different address in the body and a different ripple, a different memory in the body, if you will. So we're going to go into a forward fold now. So it is going to open up the hamstrings. It is going to stretch out the back body. So from your heels right up to the back of your rib cage is going to get stretched right now. And to what degree is down to, your own level of flexibility and how much you follow the cues. So hug the legs towards each other. Make sure it's the inner thighs that are toning. Bend your knees softly. So give them a little bend. Maybe 10 or 20 degrees. And now hinge forwards from the hips. So just start to hinge forwards. So think of it more of a hinging than a rounding of your back. So you're hinging forwards, hinging forwards, hinging forwards. And ideally your fingertips land on the floor, directly under your shoulders. Nice. Now, if you need to put your hands on a chair, if you need to have your hands on a couple of books, a pillow or whatever, that's fine. But the first thing we're looking to do is to bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can fold forwards and touch the floor. Now what we want you to do is to hug the legs in again, hug the legs super strong. So it's the inner chain, that inner chain we want toned. So switch on the inner chain and imagine that you're taking both legs and rolling them in. We call this inner spiral. So you're literally taking that right leg and rolling it in. You're turning it in. And the left leg is turning in as well. When you do this, you'll feel a broadening at the back of the hamstrings, which is the big muscles at the back of the upper legs. And you'll feel a broadening. It'll feel like it's in your bottom, but it's not. It's actually, it's deeper than that. It's in what's called the external rotators. So you just want to feel that a little bit. Now what you want to do is just press the feet through the floor to straighten the legs just a little bit more. This becomes a power pose now. So it's a stretch, and we have to stretch. So we have the muscles engaged, and we have them opened. We have them in their primed position. And as you breathe now, press the legs through the floor to straighten your legs a little bit more. 3 breaths here. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. 1 more. In through the nose, out through the nose. Now to come up off the floor, we want to switch on the glutes, guys. So bring your awareness to the back of your waistband and drive the glutes downwards. Now the glutes love to fire inwards, like, clench a little bit. We want to fire them down. This is how we switch on the core, and it's how we bring the legs into the core. So drive the glutes downwards as you press the legs through the floor to inhale and come all the way up. And then just keep your hands up over your head. Hands up over your head. There we go. Hands up over the head. And with your hands up over the head, start to press your feet through the floor and pull the mat apart. Pull the mat apart. Pull the mat apart. In through your nose, out through your nose, in through your nose, out through your nose, in through the nose, and out through the nose. And take the hands down through center. Good job, guys. We're going to do a pose that's known as Connolly pose, which would be like a wide leg, deep squat. So you bring your feet in maybe 6 inches, maybe 8 inches, yeah, 10 inches maybe, yeah. So now you turn your feet so you can go a little wider than that, Eamonn. Yeah. Now turn your feet out at 45 degrees now. Now 45 degrees is not an exact measurement, yeah, it's just a beginning place. And then you bend your knees deeply and sit down. And as you sit down, what you're looking for is, if you're looking directly at Eamonn now, you can see that his knees are still over his heels. Now, if Eamonn's feet were closer, his knees would be overshooting the line of his heels, yeah, as he's showing you now, and that would not be what you want. So as he takes his feet wider, as you can see, and even wider again, yeah, even wider again, now he can get down into the deep squat. Now, what we're looking for you to do is to begin to roll around a little bit, move a little bit left, a little bit right, a little bit left, a little bit right, just play it out a little bit, and then bring it to a mid place in the middle. And again, we want to switch on those legs, switch on the inner thighs. So you press the feet into the floor and draw them towards each other, and you will feel your inner thighs tone. When you feel the inner thighs tone, you want to do what's called an inner spiral again. You want to roll the legs in, yeah, and hinge forwards to touch the floor. Stay here now, hug the legs towards each other more, and do the inner spiral again. Yeah, if you're not sure what that is, you can email me or whatever. And as you do the practice, as you start to embed this into your way of being in your body will like it, and it will open and keep the hips very healthy. So inner spiral is like the beginning place of really healthy hips. So you want to keep that inner spiral. Now sit deeper, sit deeper, sit deeper, sit deeper. Oh, wow, sit deeper. Shimmy a little bit left, shimmy a little bit right. We're coming up from the floor, guys. Switch on those glutes, drive them down towards your heels as you press the legs through the floor and come all the way up again. And hands through center. Now, square the feet again, wide stance. This time we're going to turn our right foot out at 90 degrees. So turn the right foot at 90 degrees. Draw the legs towards each other. So you want to feel the inner thighs tone again, and bend that right knee to 90 degrees. So if you're looking at Eamonn again, when he bends his knee deeply, his knee is over his heel. Now, if Eamonn's stance was shorter, if he was saying to himself, oh, I want to mind myself, like he's doing now, I'll mind myself, I won't really go deep in. Now go deep, Eamonn, and we can see that his knee, no, sorry, I meant take your knee over your foot. As the knee goes over the foot, that's not healthy for the knee. And we need to protect the knees, especially as badminton players. So make the stance wider. And if you say, how wide, Michael? As wide as it needs to be, so that when you go deep, the knee is directly over the heel. That's the key here. Now take your right elbow onto your right knee. Take your right hand out at shoulder height, so it's parallel to the floor. And you simply draw now from your left fingertip. Yeah, so there's the head of the arm bone right here where I'm pointing to, yeah, and it's extended from the body now. So you want to draw so that the head of the arm bone is in the back of the body. This opens up the rib cage and the chest, which is obviously what we need for being able to be mobile and all the overhead shots that we need to hit. Do an external rotation as you take the hand all the way up over your head, as you can see Eamonn do. Now, this is a strong enough pose, yeah, and your goal for 3 breaths is to see, can you go deeper? So you hug the legs. Now there's the strength action. And then you go deeper, maintaining that. And you turn your rib cage up to the ceiling a little bit more. So there's a little bit of a twist in it as well. Oh my God, yeah. Now guys, you can stay here for another 3 breaths, but the real invitation now is, as you hug the legs towards each other, to wrap the flesh on the bum down to switch on those glutes, which switches on your core, and take your right hand out now. Oh yeah, so now the whole, where the right hand was supporting, that whole right side of your body is now lifting. Now, guys, imagine you have a medicine ball, or you even have a beach ball between your hands right now, and hug the legs towards each other. Make the legs strong, the engine of the spine, make them strong. Wrap the flesh on the bum down. Get a good attitude about you. Get a little bit of a smile going. Now, keep the flesh on the bum wrapping down and hold the beach ball. And imagine, just don't twist now. Just lean back as if you were giving it to someone behind you. Just do a little bit of a lean back as you drive the legs through the floor for 3, for 2, for 1. Press the legs through the floor and come all the way up. Ooh la la. Wonderful. Square the feet. Yeah. Turn the left foot 90 degrees. Again, you know, the range of the hips can change and the turning of the feet can affect that. So as you hug the legs towards each other and you bend that left knee deeply, like Eamonn is doing now. See the way it's overshooting a little bit, so he needs to widen that back leg. Fabulous. Now the left elbow goes onto the left knee. The right hand comes up at shoulder height, and it will be an extension, so you draw the entire, all the way back. So you want to get the head of that arm bone, which is right here in your armpit. You want to get it moving. There's the head of the arm bone moving to the front plane of the body, and you want the head of the arm bone moving to the back plane of the body. Then you do an external rotation. You turn the arm out as you take it all the way up over your head. This is medicine for shoulders. Good job, guys. So first 3 breaths, hug the legs towards each other on the inhale, and on the exhale, go a little deeper. On the next inhale, hug the legs towards each other, and on the exhale, go a little deeper. On the next exhale, inhale, hug the legs towards each other, and on the exhale, go a little deeper. Now you can stay here, or the invitation is to turn your body up to the ceiling a little bit more, so there's a little bit more of a twist. And now you go with that left hand. Take the left hand out. Oh yeah. Wrap the flesh on the bum down so the core is switched on. Lengthen that tailbone, wrap the flesh on the bum so you feel your belly is lifting up. Your belly is not descending down into the pelvis. And you hold that beach ball, medicine ball, whatever it is. Yeah. Now guys, hug the legs towards each other, lengthen down the tailbone, wrap the flesh on the bum, and lean back and smile. Lean back and smile for 3. Lean back and smile for 2. Lean back and smile for 1. Press the legs through the floor, come all the way up, and hands down through center. Ooh. With the feet swing, we go into a forward fold again. And we've opened up the hips a little bit. We've built that chain from the feet up into the hips, up into the core. So while we were lengthening down the flesh on the bum and lifting up the belly, that was the invitation for the strength of the legs to come through the core. Then the rib cage opened up. Then we got a twist engaged. Then we got the, so we were getting a full body pose there. Now that leaves a memory in the body. So your forward fold will feel easier this time. So hug the legs towards each other again. Yeah. And you want to hinge forwards. Now it's so what lots of people try to do is they try to round from here. So they're rounding like that in the back. You want to do it from the groins, so it's simply a matter of hinge forwards. And you can see, look, the back is not after rounding at all. We still have a curve in the back, the whole way over to touch the floor. Nice. Bend your knees as deeply as you need to facilitate this. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, and out through the nose. Engage those glutes, guys. Wrap the flesh on the bum down, drive the legs through the floor, and inhale and come all the way up. Full stretch. Now, just to tone the outer hips, so the outer peripheral muscles are as important. So hands up over the head again. Keep the hands touching. Press the feet through the floor, but now stretch the mat apart. Now, as you stretch the mat apart, it's a different invitation and sets up a different chain in the body. So you press the feet through the floor and pull the legs apart. For 3, for 2, for 1. Take your hands down through center. So the next pose we're doing is called triangle pose. So it loads the hamstring. So it's a very powerful pose, especially for badminton players. So you turn your right foot 90 degrees. So your right foot turns out. Now, last time when we had the leg turned out, we bent that knee deeply. Now we're looking to keep that right leg straight. So we don't want it to bend. So you inhale and float your arms like you see Eamonn doing. Fabulous. And then on the exhale, you go all the way over, hinge over, and the right hand goes down onto the right instep somewhere, or shin, or as you can see Eamonn doing, you can take it to the floor. So the hand can come to the floor. And you hug the legs towards each other, and you do your best to begin to straighten that right leg more. Now, straightening that right leg can take 6 months, 12 months, more. It doesn't matter. It's just that you're straightening it more. Now, if you've done a lot of yoga, you don't want to straighten it too much, whereas what we call hyperextension, but I'm going to take it that that's not going on for you. But if you have a bit of yoga experience and you know you do hyperextend, if you press the front of your foot into the floor stronger, as if you're putting your foot on an accelerator, the accelerator of the car, that will actually cause the calf to lift up. So the calf will switch on and it will stop the knee from hyperextending, which is really good. So we're here a little while already, guys. So hug the legs towards each other. And the back leg, which is the left leg, does an inner spiral. So maybe you can follow that, do a little inner spiral, and the front leg does an outer spiral. And then you turn your rib cage up to the ceiling, and you stretch. That right hand stays on the hip, but it's like somebody's behind you pulling your right elbow back, because you want your right here, So right here, you want it to go back. Oh, yeah. All the way back. Now you just, yeah, nod your head down a little and draw your throat back and smile. Now, if you can, take your left hand over your head and out towards the wall. Full stretch. Now, as you do this, drive that left leg through the floor. So if you could imagine if Eamonn is concentrating right in just below his belly button, and below his belly button, he's driving his left leg through the floor, but equally he's driving his left hand out. Full stretch, guys. Press the feet through the floor and inhale and come all the way up. Good job, guys. Square the feet forwards and turn that left foot 90 degrees, 2 half turns. So again, the goal is to keep that left leg straight this time. So you inhale and you float the arms. On the exhale, you slide out to the left and take that left hand down onto the left shin, left instep, the floor, a brick, a chair, wherever it has to land. But you want it to land, not hang in space. And for weeks and weeks and months, you're just breathing here, hugging the legs towards each other, and your primary focus is on straightening that right leg more. For weeks and weeks, that's your primary focus. As I said on the other side, if you're somebody who does a lot of yoga and you know you hyperextend, you got to switch on the front of the foot. Yeah, good job. Now, guys, hug the legs towards each other. Some of you will follow this, and some of you, it'll take a few more repetitions to get your head around it. The back leg, which is now the right leg, does inner spiral, so it rolls in. And the front leg, which is the loaded leg, does outer spiral, which means it rolls out. And then you turn your rib cage up to the ceiling. You keep your left hand on your waist, but you imagine somebody has you caught just inside your elbow. Yeah, and the whole rotor cuff area. So the pectoral itself into the front deltoid, into the rotor cuff. So you draw back and you get that stretch here. Now you nod your chin. So we want to get, yes, you nod your chin and draw your throat back. Excellent. Nice, guys. Now here you go. Take that right hand all the way up over your head and out. Now again, focus your awareness just behind your belly button and drive the right leg through the floor. Drive the right leg through the floor at the same rate and speed. You just stretch that right hand all the way out through the wall. Do it for 3, do it for 2, do it for 1 with a smile. Press the legs through the floor and inhale and come all the way up. We're going to finish now with another deep squat. And we haven't done an awful lot, but what we've done is bringing the strength all the way through. This would be a great practice to do on top of last week's practice, where you could kind of, start with the breathing, do the salutes, and then move into these poses. The poses we'll do, the floor poses we'll do next week, would add to them again and make it even a longer class, and you can begin to mix and match. For now, we want to close out this class, which means we want the body to finish on a level of stability. So you turn your feet out again, 45 degrees. You hug the legs towards each other and you bend deeply, squat deeply, squat deeply. Sit down, everybody. Sit down, everybody. Sit down, everybody. I know you heard me. Sit down, everybody. Hug those legs towards each other and sit down. Now do your inner spiral. You want to get the inner thighs that are now toning, get them to turn down towards the floor. So it's a broadening. This is medicine for the hips. Absolute medicine for the hips. Now lengthen down your tailbone, wrap the flesh on the bum from your waistband, wrap it down and under. So now you have your glutes firing down, you have your front core switching on, and take your hands up over your head. Yeah, and do cactus. Now one more go, guys. Hug the legs towards each other. Do the inner spiral. Lengthen the tailbone. Sit down a little bit deeper. And as you sit deeper, stretch the hands all the way up for 3, for 2, for 1. Now come up off the floor as if you're in a leg press machine. Press the legs through the floor and come all the way up. And hands down by your sides. Roll out your body if you need to, any which way. And take yourself to lying down for a little bit of rest. Arms down by your sides. Palms facing upwards. So that was a standing asana practice. And a standing part, different parts of the practice. So standing poses invigorate. They build strength. They fire up the body. Yeah. Forward bends cool and quieten and relax the body. Back bends stimulate the body. Twists regulate and balance the body. Inversions, handstands, elbow balance, these all stimulate. But Shavasana is where we just come down again. And Shavasana is not just about relaxing, especially after a strong practice like that. It's not that you're looking to come down. What you're looking to do is to allow the practice to find an address in your body. So as you just rest now for the next 5 to 6 minutes, the benefits of the practice begin to find their way into your body. The benefits of the practice begin to settle deeply into the intelligence of your body. And it's like it builds a whole new platform that when you practice tomorrow, you're not practicing from the same place you started today. Just like when we practice our footwork or anything we do in our badminton. So with your eyes closed, and to the degree that you can, be invested in lengthening both legs from your body equally. Not as far as you can, just equally. Now lengthen both arms from your body equally. Bring your awareness to the bottom of your ears and trace your awareness to the corners of your mouth and just soften your jawline. Simply soften your jawline. Take a deeper breath now. And as you exhale, simply soften, slow down and lengthen the exhale. One more, guys, take a deeper breath. And as you exhale, slow down and lengthen the exhale. The invitation for the next 3 minutes of time is simply to be connected to the breath and to say the word soften as you exhale. The inhale happens naturally, nearly all by itself. And as the breath leaves your body, you simply say soften. You say it silently and mentally, soften. There's another inhale. On the next exhale, soften. Continue to say the word soften with each exhale. And as you continue, there's an invitation to make your inner voice tone even soft soon. The soften that you're saying inside your mind is simply like a whisper, a gentle impression in consciousness that echoes through the top of your mind and the bottom of your mind and deeply into the back of your mind and makes its way from your mind to your body in a way that harmonizes mind and body. Mind and body are one system. Everything we do with our mind finds an address in our body. Everything we do with our body finds an address in our mind and body, while also creating the environment for you to begin to reap the benefits of the class and let them to find their way into the muscle memories, the cellular memories, building a bridge in consciousness. Simply release your awareness from the breath now, the invitation, the self-invitation to soften. And simply go into reflective mode and notice, how do you feel now in your body? How do you feel in your mind? How do you feel in your energy? How do you feel? Now the question is not how well did you get on or how good were you at any part of anything we did. It's a very different question. How do you feel now as a result of the practice? And where do you feel it in your body? You're invited now to roll your eyes downwards, deep down inside yourself, and begin to connect with a sense of calmness, a sense of comfort, a sense of ease, a natural feeling of ease and comfort. Smile into this feeling and breathe into it and allow it to grow and flow and become your baseline feeling for today and tomorrow too, if you wish. Now simply begin to breathe a little deeper. With deepening breath, begin to move fingers first. And continuing to deepen breath, move feet, then move arms, then move legs until it's perfect for you to bend up your knees, roll over to the right, hover here for maybe 10 or 12 seconds, and then slowly press the hands into the floor to come all the way up to sitting. A short 30-minute practice. We did the alternate nostril breathing to balance the entire system with the strong, invigorating standing poses to build those kinetic chains. And then we did some sweet body. We really do hope that you benefit from the class and that it has added to your day in some way, and of course added to your game in the long run. Again, get creative classes together, build your own class from it. Anything you need from us, please ask. Again, I'd like to thank Badminton Ireland. I want to thank Eamonn. I want to thank Lady Lane Badminton Club for letting us in. And most importantly, thank all of you who've been open-hearted enough to give it a go. And I really do hope you enjoy it. We have 1 week left, and if you have any requests, please do let us know, because we can integrate in. I have a class plan, but I can integrate in anything that you would like. So thanks a million, guys. Namaste.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Eamonn. Just want to thank you on behalf of Badminton Ireland. And again, if anybody does have any questions for Michael over the next couple of days, if you comment them on this post, we'll ensure to get back to them. Looking forward to session 3 next Friday. We'll see you then.
Brilliant. Thanks a million.